Man, producing is so hard, especially when you're doing a solo.
Dude,
Normally best link in my bio. He's an Israeli
our
guy.
most loyal listeners.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Gentleman Gains podcast. I am Andrew, and in this episode is going to be a little different. Different, as you can see, it's only me talking to you, the viewers, and especially the people that are listening to me. I appreciate you. This episode is going to be the follow-up of discipline. And I'm going to give you my perspective of what I do when it comes to being disciplined and doing stuff like going to the gym in the morning and trying to keep up with all my priorities and stuff. Maybe some tips and advice that maybe you can probably do the same thing, being disciplined and being committed to like what you like to do, such as going to work or doing a workout before you go to work, stuff like that. I'll give you some pointers of what I do, and then people are going to say that I'm crazy, but once I put the pointers, maybe it will make sense, but we'll see. Who knows? Before I get to this topic, I just want to take a few minutes to say thank you for watching us on YouTube, also looking up on our Instagram with all our mini clips that we have of our new episodes, and also TikTok, also Spotify we're mainly on, including the video version of Spotify, which I'm surprised that they do. So also other podcast platforms. I mean, we have our link tree on our Instagram bio, on our YouTube bio, anywhere that you can see with all of our links. Much appreciated that you watch us, much appreciated that you listen to us, and I thank you for your support. And keep an eye on our socials because we always put our updates and stuff. So in this episode, I'm going to be talking about how I have been very committed or very disciplined to what I am doing right now, going to the gym either before I go to work or after I go to work. Doesn't matter what time. I try to make it into my schedule. Pretty hard things, but the thing is, it's pretty cool that you actually discipline yourself to actually doing something for yourself in the long haul, mentally, physically, mostly mentally, because one, I go to the gym because it clears up my mind. It's more of like my peaceful time, and it's my alone time basically. Even though that I don't really do a lot of stuff, I always go to the gym, go to work, go home, and then I just repeat. And if there's something that is fun that is happening, I mean, I make time for that. I try to. Either I'm tired, but you know what? I try to make time for it. But I do my best to like make sure that I reach my goal. There are people that have goals. And in order to achieve that goal, you have to commit to like what your daily habits are. So I'm going to go into detail about what I usually do. So in order for me to start off the process of making sure that I'm disciplined every day is the preparation. Now the preparation, it doesn't have to be on the day of. It could be prior the day of or prior to the day. So like prepping for the gym. So I always have to pack up my gear. I gotta make a bag. I gotta put up all of my stuff that I have that I'm gonna put in my bag to start the day off. So then I am focused mentally. I'm ready once I go to bed, and then once the alarm goes off, then I'll get up, get ready, go straight to the gym. Whether it's 5 p.m., whether it's 5 a.m., whether it's 10 p.m., whether it's like, I don't know, middle of the day, whether I have like work or a day off, I still go to the gym. Doesn't really matter. People say that I have to have a rest day. Well, yes, rest days are important. But the thing is, I'm different. You are different. Anybody's different. We're not the same, except for the fact that we are human beings at the end of the day. So back to what I was saying, what I usually do to prep was I pack up my bag, I let it sit, put on my alarm, go to bed, get ready, go, train for about an hour, get ready, go to work, and then come back home, do the same thing. And if there's like a free time that I have in between, I mean, Sometimes I either go on the computer and like watch some YouTube or something, or I have like a lot of videos that I've recorded that maybe I like to make one of those like 30-second reels on Instagram or something. Stuff that I keep myself busy. I am more the type of person that likes to keep moving. If I'm not moving, I get agitated. I need to keep my body moving, because if I stay in one spot and I don't do anything for a while, I tend to get too comfortable. I tend to get lazy, and I don't like that for myself. I'm not going to say it's a regret. Yes, it's some sort of a rest period. But the last thing you want to do is to be more comfortable with anything that you're doing. That's me. So what I just talked about is preparation. Well, executing, and I just talked about a little bit of executing. I mean, once you get up in the morning, have a little protein bar or something, and then just start going to the car and just drive off to the gym that you go to. In my opinion, save yourself about maybe a half hour just so your body is awake, because once you go to the gym, like 5 minutes after you leave your house, and your body's not awake, you're not going to feel that energy that you're going to be putting into your system. You need that time to actually wake your body up. And don't get me wrong, I mean, going to the gym in the morning before you go to work, it's another form of like waking up your body, because then you're fully energized right after you finish your workout, and then you tend to feel good right after your workout. You go to work, you're energized, you do your job. Once you're done, you go home, and then you start to prep up for the next day. Kind of planning what you're doing for the next day, instead of like doing everything at the last minute, which is not a good thing to do. I'm not going to say it's not a good thing, but for preparation purposes, it's not really a good thing to do it just right at the last minute before you go, because then you're in panic mode that you want to try and make up for the time that you lost in order to keep going with the plan that you have. So people are asking me, like, how often do I do this? I mean, I'll tell you this right now. Like, right now I'm currently doing 2 jobs, and like I said, I have a goal in mind that I want to try. With the 2 jobs, and on top of that, going to the gym, that's another form of discipline right there. No matter what it is, whether you're tired, whether you're sick, whether you are whatever the hell it is that's stopping you, you still manage to do it, and then you get the job done. That's the form of discipline. Now, people are saying motivation. Motivation is great, but motivation tends to last for like maybe 30 seconds. Oh, you could do this. It's all in your head. You can do it. Well, then there's that moment right there of motivation right there to give to that person, and that person tends to say, "Yes, I can do it. I'll do it." Wears off. Tends to wear off. Motivation just lasts for like 30 seconds, and then once you leave that person behind, and then it's all about that person that tends to try and become disciplined. It's really hard to be that disciplined, to try and do what you like to do in a matter of like how you want to do it. But there's always a roadblock where you get too tired and you start to feel like you're burnt out because you put so much work for that one day or 1 or 2 days or 3 days. I mean, you gotta just pace yourself. It doesn't have to be too perfect. All that matters is that you are focused on getting the job done. Get up in the morning, and then do your workout. Then after that, go to work. Feel great. You are accomplishing something that pretty much everyone gets, but the only way to get that accomplishment is to do the preparation and then execute it. Repeat that, and then you feel good You feel good about yourself mentally. You feel good about yourself because you accomplished a lot of things that probably nobody acknowledges, because action speaks louder than words. I remember doing a quick reel when I was like skipping, and there was a little caption right there where you don't mention anything that you're doing. Just let the action speak. Just let the action tell everyone what it is like. I can't even remember what the quote is. It's like, stop talking about your next step and let the silence define what you're doing, or something like that. I mean, it's in my Instagram. You can look at it, but I never talk about like what I do. Maybe a little bit, but to you guys, like I'm telling you what I'm doing right now. Like I work 2 jobs. I go to the gym almost every day. I try to get to 5 days a week in the gym. Recently, I've been slacking off because I have been tired, but I don't tend to use that as a way to try and take a rest day. I feel regret because I didn't get to do what I like to do. Yes, I only did like 3 to 4 days. Yes, I'm missing 1 day. Well, to me, that's still like a regret. My goal is to try. One of my goals, trying to get to 5 days a week in the gym, on top of working, on top of like whatever I'm doing at home. Like, I don't know. Like I do get some rest, but most of the time I'm at work, and on top of that I'm at the gym. Whether it is before work, whether it is after work. And I know I'm going all over the place, but I'm kind of saying the same thing, but I'm trying to make a point to you guys that for the people that are like telling me that I'm crazy because I'm doing like 5 days a week, you should take a rest. Well, you know what? Maybe that's what you want. You take a rest. Yes, if you like to do 3 to 4 days a week, I'm happy for that. But for me, I'm different. Working nonstop, keeping my body moving, going to the gym with at least like 2 or 3 hours of sleep. Well, you know what? That's fine. That's fine with me. And yes, I know sleep is important. But there are times I do get enough sleep. There are times I do that I'm like wide awake with like maybe 1 or 2 hours of sleep. And there you go. People are telling me I'm crazy. Well, that's just me, and that's what I do. Yes, there are going to be changes later on, but you know what? For now, this is what I'm doing. Trying to reach my life goal, lifetime goal, personal goal. I'll just say personal goal. So to summarize this whole episode into a few pointers, I'll just say that it takes a lot of repetitions. Basically, the more you do it, the easier it gets later on. It's basically like muscle memory. Whatever you see, you've already got everything in the can. You know what you're doing. There's no way that you're going to screw up. I mean, it's all going to be the same. Like I said, I wake up in the morning, I go to the gym, I go to work. Pretty much I'm either going to be at home like during the afternoon, or I'm going to be home during the nighttime late. And then I have maybe a couple hours of being on the computer or something, watch TV or whatever, and then I just end up going to bed and I repeat the process. I always like to prep myself. Just to make sure that I'm ready for the next day. It's not good to do it at the last minute. It's not good to do it on the day of, because then you're in panic mode. That's what my thinking is. You're rushing everything. And that's what it is. Like, that's discipline right there. I try to make it I try to simplify everything, but you know what? I'm trying to put out as many pointers as possible so then you can get what I'm coming from or something. I'm trying to put out some pointers so then you can absorb all that information from like me. So to put a bow on this episode, I mean, I appreciate you guys listening to my rant. I mean, this is a little weird, like talking to you guys and then talking to you listeners solo. It's a little weird for me, but you know what? I'm trying to get used to this camera shyness thing. Not used to this. I'm usually behind the camera, doing like videography and all that stuff. That's my hobby right there. But I just want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Keep up with our socials. I mean, look at us on YouTube. I mean, follow us on Instagram. Follow us on TikTok for some clips. I mean, look at all of our old episodes on our archives. I mean, we have some good stuff there that we talked about, and we said this before in the we said this before in the old episodes where we have like a work schedule that is like keeping us from doing this, but we try our best to make sure that this podcast continues, whether it's one of us, two of us, three of us, four of us, who cares, as long as we can get this podcast going, and then we give you something every week, every Friday. Okay, I'm done now. I'll just stop it right there. Just follow us on our socials. I mean, we have our link tree on our Instagram and our YouTube channels. You know what? Give us a like, subscribe to us, leave us some comments, give us some questions so that we can interact with you guys, with you viewers and listeners. Something that makes it different for our podcast, so that we can make it interesting. You know what I mean? Thank you. Have a good one.